Hey Arctic Warriors, what's up? Arctic Phoenix here. And yes, we are filling out the men's NIT bracket today. So let's go. SMU versus Northern Illinois. SMU. Oklahoma State, Wichita State. We're going Wichita State. Arkansas State versus St. Louis. Actually, we're going St. Louis here. North Texas or Furman. We're going North Texas. UC Irene versus Northern Colorado. UC Irene. Georgia Tech versus Jacksonville State. Georgia Tech. St. Joseph's versus UAB. St. Joseph's. Santa Clara versus Riverside. Santa Clara. Dane versus Florida Atlantic. Dane. Middle Tennessee versus Chattanooga. We're going Middle Tennessee. Bradley versus Northern Alabama. We're on Bradley. George Mason versus Sanford. George Mason. San Francisco versus Utah Valley. Let's do San Fran here. St. Joe's San Jose State versus Loyola Chicago. We're going Loyola Chicago. St. Bonaventure versus Kent State. St. Bonaventure. Stanford versus Central Connecticut. We're going Stanford. SMU versus Wichita State. SMU. St. Louis versus North Texas. St. Louis. UC Irene versus Georgia Tech. UC Irene. St. Joseph versus Santa Clara. St. Joseph's. Dane versus Middle Tennessee. Dane. Bradley versus George Mason. And let's go George Mason. San Fran versus Loyola Chicago. Loyola Chicago. St. Bonaventure versus Stanford. Stanford. SMU versus St. Louis. SMU. UC Irene versus St. Joseph's. Let's go UC Irene again. George Mason versus Dayton. I'm going George Mason. Loyola Chicago versus Stanford. Loyola Chicago. SMU versus UC Irene. And we're going to go with SMU. George Mason versus Loyola Chicago. Loyola Chicago. SMU versus Loyola Chicago. We're going with Loyola Chicago to win the NIT championship. All hail Sister Jean. Thank you. Have a nice day. Peace.